The Siege of Constantinople. The Siege of Constantinople was a siege performed by the Ottomans versus the Byzantine Empire in 1453. It was a 53-day long siege, and the Ottomans suffered around 50,000 casualties. I'm not sure how many the Byzantines suffered, but I don't think it was that much compared to the Ottomans. During the siege, the Ottomans did try to intimidate the Byzantines, because the Byzantines were able to get volunteers from the West, Western Europe, the Pope. And during the siege, to intimidate the Byzantines, the Ottomans impaled 40 Italian sailors on spikes. So in response, the Byzantines took around 200 Ottoman prisoners of war and threw them off the edge of the walls in front of the Ottomans. So it was a bloody siege, and the Ottomans did not, the Byzantines did not resort to cannibalism during the siege, which is because it was only 53 days long. It wasn't. They were being supplied still by the Western Europe. During the siege, the Ottomans had a plan to use a cannon. I'm not sure if this is actually the cannon or not, but it looked similar to this. It was 23 feet long, and it could fire a 160-pound stone ball up to about, I think, a mile. That's pretty far. Unfortunately, it was pretty ineffective. It was very hard to move, it took a very long time. And it took 3 hours to load the cannon. But the person who made it said that it could take down the walls of Babylon. The walls of Babylon were pretty well fortified when they were a thing. I don't know what happened to them. I'll find that out soon, maybe. During the siege, well, not during, but after the siege, when the Ottomans were able to breach the walls and get in, they committed war crimes. They massacred soldiers, and they did stuff to civilians against their will. I don't really want to say that out loud. I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. And they also massacred civilians at the same time. Muhammad II, who was in charge of the siege, in charge of the Ottoman Empire at the time, who would later become known as Muhammad the Conqueror, actually at one point ordered a father that he give him his son for a reason, and when the father refused to, he beheaded the son and the father. So it's pretty dark what the Ottomans did. No one knows what happened to King Constantine VI, I think his name is. He was. No one knows what happened. Not sure if he died or if he fled. No one really knows at all. So there's rumors about what happened. The Christians actually theorized that he was next to the church when he died, and he disappeared but not died, and that he would return to liberate. Once Constantinople was liberated from the Ottomans, he'd return. But of course, that's probably never going to happen, because Ottoman Empire's gone now, obviously. But it's probably never going to happen because I don't think that actually happened. I'm pretty sure he probably got killed by a soldier or something, or he fled. It has to be one of those. But as you can see, this is an Ottoman soldier. The siege is also very destructive, and it kind of shook the Christian world. Because although the siege this wasn't even the first siege of Byzantine. There was lots of sieges from Byzantine Empire, of Constantinople. Even during the Fourth Crusade, the Christians actually took the city for the Byzantine Empire for a short while, during the Fourth Crusade. But the Ottomans did end up taking the city, and they held it all the way until they collapsed after World War I. And then it would still be held by Turkey, just not the Ottoman Empire. That's the Siege of Byzantine. I hope you enjoyed, and you learned something new, hopefully.